race, let's race. Let's green light and go, let's enjoy the race.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Michigan International Speedway. Big 2-mile super speedway oval that the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series will tackle here tonight for the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 200. You see it all live right here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. The chef, Morgan Cook, up here in the house, as well as the Australia, Dean Hopton Biggles, on production, and a very special guest this Friday evening. Double M, Mr. Michael McKinnon, will be a driver analyst for us this evening. Pace truck is pulling off a pit road, but there's the schedule. This, literally, folks, this is it. I mean, hell, there is no chances next week to try to make it into the playoffs, because Daytona's next week, and that's where our playoffs will begin. So it all comes down to tonight here at Michigan, 100 laps, and we will find out who will make the top 24, which is something that just got relayed to us earlier on. But it will be the top 24 that will be going into the playoffs. Real quick before we get to the grid, Mr. Chef Morgan Cook, how the hell are you, sir?
I'm very good. Ready for a little bit of Michigan action. We'll have some very fast speeds here. Going to be difficult to handle these race trucks, but let's get down to the grid, Jake.
And we'll talk to Morgan about his analysis, I guess you can say, on the track. But here we go. John Freeman. We talk about new guy all the time. He's going to shut us up possibly tonight, starting on the pole here tonight with a 39.459 to his outside. Mr. MDW, Matthew David Wood, trying to get him a win here tonight at Michigan and roll some momentum into the playoffs. Tristan Bruce, Dylan Cardenas will be starting in row number 2 with Jonathan Cofield, 58 from Alabama. Good to see him back. And Brandon Broadfoot starting up here in the top 6. That's kind of unusual, but good qualified effort for Mr. Broadfoot. Right behind them, Matthew Montgomery and Jeff Merck, who needs a good finish here tonight to help himself secure himself into the playoffs. They'll be 7th and 8th with Dustin Scruggs and Lucas Lyons making up the top 10.
11th spot tonight's going to be Adam Newton to start. Luke Smith will be to his outside, making up row number 6. Kyle Hess is going to start in the 13th position, beside Jordan Durasic in 14th. Isaac Bevan in the 27 will start 15th position. Matt Cherry will start in the 16th spot. Ed Osborne in the 28 rolls off in the 17th position. Tyler Daniels will start 18th. Huck Wigington, who has a special place in Michael McKinnon's heart, I am sure, will start in 19th spot. Dane Hagen starts 20th.
And then the rest of the field, you'll see them all right here on your screen as the drivers is getting the one to go. So we'll go all the way and let you see all your drivers is. I do want to get a quick word with Morgan. Morgan, we are at Michigan here this evening. Obviously talked about it, big old super speedway. All hell can break loose here tonight, especially for a season finale, regular season finale. What are we looking to expect here tonight?
So this track in these trucks drives a lot like Daytona and Talladega for about 10 to 15 laps, and then it gets tight or it builds loose. It just gets a lot harder to drive. You'll see who can save their tires the best, move towards the front, and who is struggling to save those Goodyear Eagles will fall to the rear. This is a very good racetrack for drivers who have great car control. We should see your playoff contenders move up to the front here.
Well, folks, it is time. It is Nazareth time here on a beautiful Friday evening in virtual Michigan. Green flag is in the air, and the regular season finale for season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series is underway. And check them out there. They tried to fan out 3 wide, midway in the back. Here comes Freeman on the inside. One gets loose. Cardenas tried to go 3 wide, but Freeman leads off turn 2.
Yeah, great run for the 42, but here comes momentum on the top side, and Tristan Bruce going to make this a party down into turn 3. 3 abreast here. Are they going to make it out the other side? That's the real question, as all the grooves in this racetrack are going to get used tonight, except for maybe the very bottom of 1 and 2. 42 gets loose off the corner. Tristan Bruce looks like he's going to lead lap number 1.
Yeah, and everybody just pounced on that bad boy, jumped right around him, didn't even think twice about it. Stage 1 going all the way to 20. Stage 2 will go to 50. And then go all the way to 100. 5 sets of tires, 100% fuel capacity. Obviously unlimited attempts at green, white, checkered. Obviously right here, time of day, right smack dab in the middle of the afternoon. Right here at noon, rather, with Bruce up here at the front. Wood trying to work his way around him going into 3.
You're going to see all night, this is a momentum game. You get about 2 laps on the restart, which is coming to a conclusion right now, to get all you can get, and then you better get in the single file line. You're going to go straight to the back. We see the 58 on the outside. You can see Merck able to pull on him here down the straightaway, and if he's doesn't get in line here, Cofield that is, he just gets behind the 60. He will lose a lot of spots here. We'll see this all throughout the day.
And folks, we're going to bring in real quick our driver analyst is damn, hold on to it, Tristan. Almost got on. Well, boy, Brad Chew almost went around back there in the back as well. But we'll bring in our driver analyst, Mr. Michael McKinnon. And Michael, we saw it a second ago. There you see the temperature, the wind, all that good stuff. But obviously, it showed 100% fuel capacity. What are we looking like, especially for a fuel run here for these guys? And also, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dick. Thank you for having me in this evening. Well, the fuel capacity is around 36 to 38 laps, depending on the draft. And of course, tire fall off. You don't use much RPM as it falls off, so they won't have any problem in the first 2 stages with that. What they will have a problem with is the looseness. You can clearly see if they get too low, that you're going to see these guys, I'm guessing, they're going to run mostly in the second, third lane. And as anybody knows, you got to get some air on the front of the nose in the corners, or you are going to be dead way before anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you one person that just about straight up got dead. That's Tristan Bruce, and he's going to get kicked all the way to the top side. Cardenas shoots through the middle. Mark led that lap, but here comes Cardenas, your Martinsville winner. Dives it down to the inside. Damn, Dylan has come on strong, Morgan, as of late.
Yeah, and we see the 42 as well. He is stepping it up here after falling back early in this race, but that's just a great example of a couple guys get sideways. There's more air moved out of the way so that you can go faster, more draft, and shoot the middle, and here you go, up to the lead. He's probably not going to hold it here off the corner. Oh, he just got behind Merck, almost right reared him into the wall as those 3 still side by side here for the lead.
I'm telling you, boy, they are slugging it out. Now Cardenas shoots right into the middle spot of rather in between Merck and also with Freeman. Wood and Bruce down there on the bottom side. Bruce trying to dive down to the inside, trying to get around.
There goes Merck.
Merck goes around. He got loose off turn 2. Sprinter caution. Sir Pro caution is out. Merck sliding, going off of turn 2, puts on the brakes, doesn't hit a thing, but wow, snapping loose off turn 2. Jeff Merck battling for the lead. And him and his Catch Fence Racing teammate, or Catch Fence Motorsports teammate, rather, make some contact right here. Morgan, walk me through this because obviously Michael McKinnon was talking about it a second ago, getting loose off of turn 2. Looks like that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, the weird part about it is that he's in the high lane. You usually wouldn't expect to get loose up in the high lane. Usually that would happen down on the bottom. I don't think he caught the seam at all. It just looks like that truck just had a bit of a death wobble, if you will, went up the racetrack a little bit. He couldn't quite save it from it. He didn't want to hit the outside wall, of course. Instead, it came back down the racetrack and caught the front end of the driver on the bottom. Around he goes, but other than track position, really no harm, no foul here on the 60. We're gonna get a good shot of it right here.
Oh, boy,
see how edgy it is. Just had a little bit of a bobble there. And yeah, right there, he can't quite bring it back. So that's Michigan. These things are moving so fast that 1 or 2 degrees of wheel input is going to make a drastic difference here off the corner.
That was Pulse Poppers for that instant replay. Michael McKinnon, are we thinking 4 tires? Are we thinking fuel? Looks like everybody else was staying out, but what were we thinking about off of that?
I don't know if I'd come in yet. You're going to use one at the end of the stage here. You're probably going to use one at the end of the second stage. Then a lot of these guys are going to take chances. Some guys have to win tonight, so we may see a flip. We'll see guys in the back doing some crazy strategies. See Blake Lothian, a real-life ARCA driver, making his return tonight. Good to see Blake back in here. And then, of course, Huck, he has to win, so he's going to change up strategy a little bit. See if the 8 laps of running that we've done so far can make a difference for him getting a little track position before the end of the stage.
Absolutely. You saw Blake Lothian there. You mentioned ARCA Series driver, and maybe something in the works here very soon for a Blake Lothian door banging download episode here very, very soon. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Let you hear from some of our great, great sponsors here with Nazra. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Michigan. Here in just a little. Folks, we're back here at Michigan. Real quick, want to pull up your standings. That is what we got right now. Remember, we've been talking about top 20 for quite some time, but now there it is right there with the top 24. Keith Bradley, which is going to be unfortunate for Keith, is Keith's not here tonight, so he's actually in a bad spot. We're really going to be looking at Isaac Bevan, and Cody Knott to try to make the playoffs, which is kind of different than what we've seen before, where it is the top 20 to make it in, but now they've expanded it a little bit and made it to the top 24. So that's where your favorite driver, where everybody is looking right now, as far as the points goes to tonight. And real quick, pop that ad back up that we were talking about, which is obviously the Nazra 1100 that we have going on. Obviously, this is going on Sunday, so if you haven't yet, make sure, get that QR code, get yourself registered to run a little bit of IndyCar on June 8th, and then right after that, stick around, and maybe you can enter yourself in, try to get into the Nazra Coke 600. Be a pretty good deal. All of that will be broadcasted right here live on the Nazra 360 Racing Network. So you're going to see this ad a lot here this evening, considering it is going to be this Sunday. So, if you got some friends that you want to holler at, give them a holler. Let them know, hey, get ready, holler for your $25 or whatever, and hop in here and let's get ready to run a little Nazra 1100 this coming Sunday. And we'll have that flyer up here very, very shortly throughout the broadcast. Back to green with Tristan Bruce on the bottom. Cardenas hit the damn nitrous button, son. He is trying to check out when Bruce got wood up his tailgate. Freeman back here as well with Jonathan Cofield. And Lucas Lyons up here in this mix. Broadfoot looking up to the outside as well with Cardenas leading off turn 2.
There's nothing quite like that shot off of turn 2, seeing the trucks fan out 4 or 5 wide, trying to find a little clean air on the nose. Then they all land rush down here into turn number 3. Side by side for the lead. Bruce to the bottom. Cardenas in the middle. No one occupying the high lane. Who's going to be off of turn number 4? Give the edge right now to the 15 of Cardenas, but the draft is with the 3. Cardenas leads at the line.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Cardenas able to get that outside lane roll in, try to make something happen. Wood not worried about any of it. He'll line right up in behind Tristan Bruce. Give him the shove. There is Mr. Weatherman. Got the Weatherman up there, weather up there on the top of the screen. The racing on the bottom. Storms all over the place, at least right here in the southeast. But, you know, he is the Weatherman. That's what they call him. He's got nicknames, Not Wasted Sunday Chef. I mean, obviously, Weatherman, MDW, however you want to look at it. But one thing is for sure, it doesn't matter what we call him, we need to get it right, because this kid right here has got a bright, bright future, not only in Nazareth, but in iRacing in general as lines. A couple of young guns going at it as well.
Little elevator move there from the 88, went to the top to the bottom. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead into turn number 1. Bottom is going to wear out very quickly. Definitely can't be on the scene like the 42 was right there. He gets loose. Yeah, we are moving and shaking up here at the front of the field. Cardenas continues to lead. And I put a bow on the MDW thing. You guys may call him MDW. I just usually call him in the winner's circle. I'm not sure what to tell you.
In the winner's circle, yeah. Hard to argue it out. Oh, Freeman, Bruce, they made contact off a 4-3 wide at the line. Cardenas still trying to check out. Wood tried to lock up with him. Damn near 4 wide. Montgomery tried to stick it in there on the outside in the 24. But there's Dustin Scruggs in the 11. He's stuck in the middle. He's got Freeman up top. And also with Cofield, they door bang off a turn 2. Bruce tried to get the draft as well on the outside.
Yeah, this is what it's going to be like all night until these tires start to wear and you can't run the bottom anymore. Right now, the 58 burning up a little bit more tire than the other drivers above him on the racetrack. It's going to be difficult to keep that thing down there. We're looking on board with Scruggs, who's got them all lined up to his outside. Can't let him get to the right rear, or he is going to be in trouble moving backwards through this field. You got to remember, we're up here battling for 5th. There's 8-10 trucks lined up right behind these guys, ready to pounce.
Yeah, I tell you, Dustin Scruggs looks like he needs to have him a little bit of an energy drink. He didn't look like he is hyped up to race here tonight at Michigan one way or another. But up front, Cardenas still up here. He's blinking a little bit. That's why you see it jump away just a little bit. So we're right on board with the Weatherman, the Winter Circle, MDW, whatever the heck we're going to call him. But Wood riding right here in the 2nd spot, trying to get the draft right here. And, you know, we'll bring in our driver analyst, Michael McKinnon. Michael, you know, they was racing a little bit hard right there. I know stage points up for grabs, and I know we're coming to the end of stage 1 right here in the next 5 to 6 laps. But, I mean, was all that really necessary, or do you think they're just trying to put on a show for the fans?
I don't think they're trying to do anything. I think they're trying to hold on to him right now. You see a lot of guys real squirrely off the bottom right now, and that's what we saw back in the pack there a little bit. I know they're trying to get the draft. They're trying to do this. They're trying to side draft, but it's looking a little sketchy right now. It looks like these tires fall off a little more than these guys anticipated.
That's exactly what it looks like right there. There you can see Lucas Lyons right here. Got the Lyons Pride, I believe. That's one of his catchphrases, I guess. I'm not 100%, but I know Lyons, obviously, right there, the 88. There it is, Lyons Pride Gaming.
I believe
right
that's a social handle
the,
on Twitch, I believe, is what that is. See the Twitch logo in the corner of his hood there. So go check him out on the old twitch.tv.
Yeah,
Pride Gaming. Neither do I, but you can still, but the people at home might. Come on, Jake.
Well, there you go. Everybody out there in the live chat, get it up, popped up there on Twitch and everything. Our great producer, Dane Hopton, already talking a little bit about Twitch right there in the background as well. So
how many times, Jake, am I going to set up a sponsor read on a T4 and you're going to take the ball and turn around and throw it backwards into the stands? How many times is that going to happen to us here?
Damn, I forgot about that. Yeah, I done that last week. God,
sure did. Yeah,
I suck at it.
Caution's
out.
Messed up. Kevin Edwards in the 7.
I was talking about sucking, and apparently somebody just spun it out. And I'm not going to say they did, but caution is out. Third pro caution, second one of the race. And he is pretty much tore up. So something happened to the number 7 of Kevin Edwards. See if we can catch it on an instant replay. Morgan possibly, all this right there, it was on the back chute, but Kevin Edwards spinning right here possibly got loose off 2. Wasn't able to straighten it out. There is a possibility out of that. At least that's what we've seen so far.
A lot of dirty air in front of him here. You see, he kind of peeks the nose to the bottom. I think he got pinched. Maybe. Oh, he got help. Yeah, Broadfoot got him.
Damn.
I think he had to lift for those. He thought those 2 drivers were going to come and close that hole. He had to lift. Broadfoot got him in the back bumper, and boom, he done blowed it up right there.
Yeah, that's the end of his day right there for sure. That's a situation I was talking to with my new team owner about. I said, please try not to lift off of 2, because that's exactly what happens every time.
Oh, check this out. A lot of boys jumping down right here, but 2 to go in the stage. Remember, folks, they have to go all the way to the end of lap 20 to be able to, wherever they're at the end of lap 20. So it doesn't matter. This is not called caution right here. So John Freeman staying out will probably get him some stage points out of this bad boy. There you see as well with Adam Newton. He's going to get him some stage points. Freeman's going to get the stage win. Odds are, depending on how long this caution goes, which he will be there at the end of lap 20, which will be by the time they go green. So, Michael, good, bad call right here for all these guys trying to go for these stage points, and they just say, you know what, screw it, we're just going to go in right here.
I think it's going to hurt Freeman a little bit. This brings some new players in right now, which is nice. But what it's also going to do is at the end of the stage break, they're going to pit, and all the leaders are going to cycle right back around to the front. So if you need points right here and you're kind of on the buffer line, it's probably a good call. If not, I don't think it's going to make much difference.
Yeah, and Freeman, if I'm not mistaken, is only about 20 to the good. So if he were to have a bad day, like what the 7 just had, that would kick him out of the playoffs. You see him, he's only 10 to the good, actually. So this is going to be a world of positive for John Freeman. Going to go up plus 20 here to the cut line in about 2 laps' time.
Yeah, and you see Isaac Benton's going to get a couple too.
I guess that would agree with that, as well as Jonathan Cofield staying up there as well. Well, looks like Pace Truck is going to come around. Possible lights probably going to go out right here. So, real quick, we'll bring up Mr. John Freeman, who odds are is going to be your stage 1 winner, unless somehow or another he, unless he spins the damn tires and he blows it right here on this restart. Odds are he's got the stage 1 win. Mr. Freeman, we've called you the new guy and everything else, and to be honest with you, we never talked to you up there in the broadcast booth. But congratulations on your stage 1 win. Tell us about your race so far.
It's been pretty sketchy, man. Laid down a good qualifying lap, but as you saw there, going in the, I think, turn 3 there, 3 wide, I got really, really, really loose. So it's been sketchy out here trying to learn this track, but overall, fast truck here, so we'll see what we can do, but we're about to go green here, and I think we're going to be at a tire deficit, so we got to hold on.
That's what it looks like right there.
So how much, how much?
Oh, well, we might. It says delayed green, but pit lane is closed, so.
Anyway, go ahead, Morgan.
How much different, how much of the difficulty is the racetrack being loose, and how much of it is how big the draft is and all these guys slicing and dicing? Which one is more difficult as a driver to manage?
I really think it's just the looseness of the track. You really have to try not to worry about anybody around you, and because honestly, you're just holding on to dear life around this track right now. It is super sketchy. So we're going to go green here in a second. I'm going to try to survive, and hopefully this tire offset doesn't kill us.
And John, real quick, before we let you ease back down there with the Wheelman team, real quick, we keep talking about, you're the new guy and you're the new guy just because, like I said, just out of nowhere. I'm not even going to lie. You just popped up out of nowhere one week. I think it was Talladega. I think it was your very first. I could be wrong. Might have been Martinsville. It was one of those
Talladega.
races.
Yes, sir.
My
So-
first show was your first show.
There you go. Yeah. So, but are you trying to, you just up here just trying, to be able to make it in the playoffs, or honestly, are you just trying to shut us up and be like, hell, shut up with this, new guy stuff. I'm actually here to race and I'm actually here to have fun. Are you trying to shut us up?
Oh, really here to race and have fun until this week when I noticed I do have a chance of making the playoffs. So we're going for it now. That's why we stayed out there. But no, man, I appreciate you guys coming to interview me real quick. We're going to go for it. I am the new guy, so we'll continue with that, I guess. But I want to give a shout out to Wheels on Wheels, West Texas Pepper Traders, and everyone else, man. And hopefully, like I said, this restart goes good. And good luck to you on the booth. It's going to be an exciting race.
Well, I'll tell you this much. He's a good sport, so we'll make sure we put him in the right team this time around here. John, appreciate your time and good luck, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And there is John Freeman. How about that, Morgan? We finally actually got to interview Mr. Freeman for a change. He is your stage 1 winner. Now we're going to stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic, and it's going to line up just like this. John Freeman staying out. He's on old shoes. Cofield up here. He's on old shoes as well. Adam Newton, Michael Kostick, Raul Meza, Brandon Broadfoot, Isaac Bevan right there on that cut line as well, with also Matthew Cummins, Dylan Cardenas. The first one on tires was Scruggs and Wood back there, top 11. Green flag back in the air. And Freeman, even though he's on old shoes right here, Morgan, he got a pretty good jump right there. But here comes Newton. Here comes Cofield. Freeman leads off 2.
Yeah, we got to keep our eye on the 11 machine. That's the first driver on new tires. That'll be a good idea. We're 5 wide behind them, though. Look at this, Dean. Look off the back bumper. We got trouble down the backstretch. I don't like this into turn number 3. It is a land rush here. Look at this, folks.
Damn,
What is-
stacking up big time.
There is way too much to call here. I have no idea what's happening right now. We got 5-4. We're on the apron here. One guy's almost in the grass trying to get out of the way. You see Keith Haney involved in that purple machine. The 3 of Bruce trying to make it 5 wide. Oh my goodness, and you can see that the group with the fresh tire, with the older tires, they are holding serve up at the front. It's all these guys on new tires trying to figure out how to get up there right now, and it's going to be interesting here the rest of this run.
Yeah, there was so much going on right there, Morgan, that a cattle auctioneer would have stuttered right there trying to be able to call that right there.
Oh my goodness, to the middle!
Scruggs!
Oh, and MBW got him!
There goes Scruggs. He is not happy about it. Wood right there as well. No caution yet on the Speedway. Scruggs able to straighten it out. Now we get some emotion after him, as well as a serve pro caution. Scruggs, Wood, they got into it. Scruggs got into Freeman. Oh, baby, I think we may have a little bit of beef right here, Morgan. What do you think?
I don't know. That's an ambitious move. I know you're on new tires, but that hole wasn't really there in the center of the corner, and he just kind of made it happen. And then MDW just got loose, no intention there, and got into the door of them, and really made that move pay.
Let's see. Oh, wow. No, he just got loose and loses it.
Oh, for sure
and
he did.
Wood loses it too.
Yeah, they both got free, absolutely. But I don't know, it's a little early to try and make that 3-wide move, especially how close he was going to be to Cofield's right side. I mean, you got to give a guy at least half a truck length at this stage of the race, and he was right on the quarter panel when that thing snapped around. And that's probably why it snapped around. See, right here, he's going to just get to the outside and gets air on the nose, and around it goes. And then he saves it into the door, and then NBW, exactly the same thing. Around he goes, and just don't hit the pit barrels, and he didn't.
Track sweeper, anybody, track sweeper, get this baby powder off of turn 4. Everybody just about busted their tail over there off of turn 4. Scruggs and Wood both got loose, but at the same time, they actually got it back going, I guess you could say. Everything, no harm, no foul. I don't believe Wood got it caught up in any worse than what it was. There's Scruggs. Damn, just got absolutely snapped loose. Wood snapped loose as well. Possibly the track got him, loose, or could have been that Scruggs got him, Scruggs got loose, scared him to death, and then he ended up snapping loose as well. But I know one thing is for sure, everybody that stayed out right there They got their stage points, and now they go into the back because everybody's going to shoot by them right here and get 4 fresh tires, fill it up with Sunoco Racing Fuel, and going to be a little bit interesting of a restart right here with Cherry and Montgomery up there up at the front. Well, folks, we'll take a quick ad break, commercial break. Once again, there is your Nazra 1100 flyer right there, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back from this commercial break.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here in Michigan for the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 200, the regular season finale, I should say. I want to say season finale. We ain't racing for a championship right now, but we will be here at a number of short weeks. There you see it right there with Michigan here tonight, 100 laps, and then after 100 laps, we will have already got it lined up, and we're good to go. We will have our top 24. Then we'll go all the way to Daytona, Pocono, and Lime Rock. Yes, folks, don't worry about adjusting your TV. You haven't had too many beers. That did say Lime Rock right there on your TV screen. So that is where we'll be racing here in about 3 weeks. There's your points right there. Pretty much everybody from Holden McGill up is locked in right here, Morgan. But I'll say this, that Matthew Lee, Cofield, even though they're 63 points or at least 60 points to the good, you know, I would say they're good, but that John Freeman deal, him staying out, I think that just saved his tail.
Yeah, I mean, he got the points, and then the caution that happens right here, that gives him the tire strategy back. He was going to have to pit within 10 laps of when we were going green there, so this definitely helps him quite a bit, although now he is mired back all the way in the back of the field. 25th is where the 42 sits right now. He's going to have to really make it happen to get back up to the front by the end of the second stage.
And then one thing about that you see down there on the bottom as well, as a matter of fact, real quick, give him a lot of crap, but Jordan Durasic is here finally decided to show up for the regular season finale. So good to see OJD here, our defending champion. One thing we do want to keep an eye on is this Cody Dodd, Isaac Bevan deal. Both of them 4 points separated, and they're racing pretty close to one another as well. So something we'll have to keep an eye on with all of that, trying to make it into the top 24. Green flag back in the air. Matt Cherry, Matthew Montgomery, Dylan Cardenas down to the inside. Cherry tried to chop the nose, able to put the block. Cardenas, he lifted. He shoved him up the hill. Cardenas to the inside. He's trying to bring Matthew Lee with him.
You don't look now, but that green and black 44 kind of came out of nowhere. He knows how to get it done on plate tracks. He knows how to get it done on loose tracks. This driver can drive a racing vehicle. Cardenas right on the outside might get him free. Cherry going to slip back to third. Another side-by-side battle on the front stretch. Might be 3 wide at the line. No, Cardenas is going to lead this lap too.
Yeah, Cardenas trying to figure out which lane he wants to get in. Block Cherry, block Lee. He thought about it. He was going to block Lee, and he screwed up. Here comes Cherry out to the outside. Cherry trying to get to the right side, trying to get to the corner panel. Maybe pull a little side draft. Pull Cardenas back. He barely even had to do it. The run on the outside for the 54 of Matt Cherry. And wow, Cardenas able to just slide right into that hole. There was not a big hole right there, Chef, but that was big enough for Cardenas to slide right in there. Now Cherry goes up the air. Here comes Matt Lee.
Yeah, we got to be careful doing that. We're definitely going to see somebody get left hooked here or right hooked here tonight if we keep trying to make moves like that. We almost saw it right there. We still got a 4-car breakaway here for the lead. Lyons has caught up to this group as well, trying to rip that high line, get to the outside of Cardenas. He won't do it. Maybe a push off of turn number 2 as Matt Lee's going to fall back here behind the 88. And we're battling for the lead here. A lot of drivers need a lot of points to be able to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and then there you see right there Lucas Lyons. He started 10th. He is all the way up here as well. A couple of big movers here in the field. One of them you just mentioned that we just saw right there, the 44, which is Matthew Lee. Obviously, he's sitting at about the 4th spot. Hell, folks, he started 30th in the race. I mean, he started way back there. Didn't even qualify. Didn't even put down a qualifying lap. Wanted to start from the back, and that's exactly where it worked out great for him. But Cardenas up there still kind of blinking a little bit and really throwing these guys for a little bit of a loop. Oh, Lee was able to put the block on Scruggs up front. Here comes Cherry. He ain't worried about Cardenas blinking. He wants him to blink in his mirror. Cherry shoots 5 lines trying to go for second.
Yeah, got a big push from the 88 down into turn number 3. Not quite able to get the 88 by the 15, but Matt Cherry is going to take the lead here for a moment. I was going to give the outside to the 15. Oh, 15's going to go and fill that hole. Oh my goodness here. This is some great racing in Michigan. Love to see it at this racetrack. Multiple groove racing. You're wide open a lot of the time, but these things are on edge the entire time as Cherry gets a little bit free up off the corner. Give momentum back to Cardenas.
Dean Hopton needs your heart out. This is what you get right here with stock car racing. You wouldn't get this with open wheel racing. I don't think you would, because I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't watch. By the way, there is a bet going on real quick. I know we got a race to call, but there's a bet going on right now. Morgan Cook and Dean Hopton, they're talking about racing some Formula Ones at, what'd y'all say, Spa? Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Spa. Okay, so y'all going to race at Spa. Dean says he don't want to embarrass Morgan, but the problem is I don't think Dean's actually got a race set up. What do you think about that, Morgan?
Well, that would definitely help me, wouldn't it? We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You go 40 grand on a racing rig, just Morgan. Wow, he got called out there on live chat. I'll tell you what, live chat, y'all been a little bit active here tonight, but let us know who you picking. Are you taking the shift, Morgan Cook, or are you taking the Australian Dean Hopton? Michael, what are you thinking?
I don't want to take anybody with an Australian accent and not think he's not going to win the race. That blows my mind. I mean, you're not going to beat the guy with that accent, so I wouldn't put the money down.
That'd be I tell you what, I got bad news for you, Dean. I love you to death, but I'd take the chef over there because I'll slip him $5 and spread you out. Just call it even. Oh, that's Cherry up in the top side. Here comes Cardenas back down to the inside. Remember, Cherry shot around him, let him a couple of laps. Cardenas thinks differently. He'll jump there as well. Here comes Matt Lee up on the outside. Lucas Lyons damn near hooked himself into the outside rotative wall. Cardenas with the lead. Here comes Cherry. Lee, Lyons, the entire field here for the season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. They're putting on a hell of a show here tonight, Morgan.
Oh, to the bottom, 3 wide, elevator move for the 44, no grip down there. Cardenas has to lift. Cherry got tagged. He's sideways, still saving it, and he finally gets it done. 4 wide for the lead, perhaps. Here goes Lyons to the bottom, 2x2 for third. Oh my goodness, there is so much happening at any moment. All these runs have to get taken, and Merck is trying to push him. Where'd the 60 come from?
Well, they say 8 tires is better than 4 right there. I think we just saw that. Otherwise, I think Cherry was gone. I seen him get real tight the last
Cherry hard to the fence.
The wall right there. There goes Scruggs as well.
Cherry up there hard into the outside rotative wall. That's going to stack up the outside a little bit. It's going to let Matt Lee try to check out and try to get away. Cardenas back there stuck 3 wide. Cherry up top. Merck down on the bottom side. Cardenas will slide by. Here comes Merck. Now Cardenas will slide by him. Behind them, Tristan Bruce will stick him 3 wide. He'll stick his brand new teammate more or less. It's been 15 weeks, but screw it. Merck stuck in the middle. Now Bruce on the bottom. Cherry up top. Everybody's still trying to run down the 44. Matthew Lee is gone, as well as, check it out, Kermit the Frog, 83 Luke Smith, he's got up here in the middle of this.
Now, these 5 cars still have not separated themselves. The top 3 slowly starting to drive away. That's Lee, Lyons, and Cardenas as Merck tries to go get the 4th spot away from Cherry, who's been wibbling and wobbling up there on the high side. Going to get the momentum here. Going to go to the bottom probably on Merck or will he push him? Looks like he's going to give him a push here. Down the front stretch is a single file out behind the 60.
Michael, I gotta ask you real quick. Granted, you are a driver analyst, and but I mean, it's been a while since you've been around. Watching some of the racing here on Friday nights. Have you been watching some of the races on Friday nights? And I mean, what do you think about the racing that we've seen here for season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series as we see Cardenas and Lyons battle here in Stage 2, presented by the Classic Candy?
I watched a lot of it because I will be coming back next season. I wanted to see who I was going to have to go against. I know one thing right now. If these guys don't get this situated out behind Lee is going to drive off. So they got to stop fighting each other. They're going to have to pick a line. They're going to have to get more organized, or they're going to see Matthew Lee drive away right now. But as for the overall product, I think the product is fantastic. I mean, you've got some of the best in the world on iRacing when it comes to ovals right here. I know Matthew Lee he's one of the best that's ever strapped it in. So if these guys don't get it together, they're going to have a heck of a time trying to catch back up.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, Chef, I think it's just kind of I think I'm faster, I want to jump in the front. No, I think I'm faster, I want to jump in the front. What do you think about that?
We mentioned earlier in the show that track position is going to be very important, and with these runs that you get, it's much easier to defend as the leader than it is trying to pass somebody, because the leader can choose whatever line they want. They want to run that second groove, run the second groove. When you're the guy behind them, you can't run right in the tire tracks. You're going to get tight. You're going to get loose. You got to run somewhere else. So you want that clean air. It's going to help your tire wear. It's going to help your fuel economy. It's going to help everything, because you can control the race from the lead. It's much harder to do that when you're not leading the race.
I'll tell you this right now. Somebody way up there on the top side, that was the 60 of Jeff Mark. I haven't seen nobody literally ripping the lip up there like Jeff Mark was. He got a hell of a run going into turn 1. He may end up taking the lead coming off of 2. Here is Mark to the outside. Cardenas down on the bottom. Matthew Lee will slide up right in front of him. Merck almost slaps the safer barrier. Cardenas will slide back to 3rd, but here comes Jeff Merck now. He's going to the inside for the lead in 3.
Don't look now, but right behind him is Cardenas is up in the fence, and we're moving him all the way up the racetrack. Lee is sideways. Merck is sideways. Don't look now. The 58's got fresher tires than both of these guys by about 7 laps. He drove from the back to the front. Let's watch the 58 go downstairs here and be able to make this pass down to the turn number 1. He's going to push Merck instead. Might get Merck in a bad spot. Up the racetrack he goes in front of Lee. Here comes the 58. Going to be a new leader here into turn number 3, I would bet.
Yeah,
I don't understand why Lee.
Go ahead, Mike.
I don't understand why Lee committed to the bottom the entire time there once he got ahead. We've seen the Highline has the run over and over again. I just don't understand why he went to the bottom again and again and again. These guys just chewed him up. I mean, within 3 laps.
I got to tell y'all this right now. Everybody out there in the live chat, I think you are watching a straight-up all-time NASRA classic here this evening. If you love all this good stuff that you see in here tonight, make sure you like and subscribe. Ring the bell down there that Brady and Cody will absolutely love to have you a part of the NASRA 360 Racing Network. So ring that bell. Keep up with everything going on. Obviously, DSR Electric Truck Series on Monday nights with the Blanchard's Toy Xfinity Series supposed to be kicking off here very soon on the Tuesday series. And check this out. Little cool deal. I wasn't even expecting this thing. Around the oval right there. Actually, Cody Knott made that, so we got to give him a little bit of credit on that. But there you got DSR Trucks, which was obviously this past Monday night. Here's C.O.P.S here tonight. This Monday, actually, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We're going to go to Atlanta. Me and Wesley Outland will be on the call on that. I love that place. It's where I got my only NASRA win at. I am very proud of it. I do not care who says it's a super speedway. I'm proud of it. I got the win there. I got a win. I ain't got a goose egg. I'll take it 9 ways to Sunday. Matt Lee to the outside of Jonathan Cofield. They're trying to run down Jeff Murr. Big sideways sliding dirt late model style for Matt Lee off turn 4.
Yeah, that finding out why he didn't like the bottom right there. he's been sideways twice up high in marble.
They say loose is fast, but not quite that loose. That was a little too much. You shouldn't be able to point down and see the inside wall as he dives down to the bottom. One thing we haven't really talked about, there is about 2 to 3 degrees less banking at the very bottom of turns 1 and 2 than there is at the top of the racetrack. So drivers will typically try and avoid that. That's why the middle of the racetrack is so preferred in 1 and 2, as Freeman got wicked loose off of 2. We kind of saw it in the back of the frame as battle for the lead is about to commence here. Merck and Cofield.
Yeah, I mean, and think about this for a second, though, folks. I mean, I might be stirring some rumors. I might be stirring up some beef one way, 9 ways to Sunday. But these old boys got a little bit of beef right between them. I mean, they have history. I mean, it's not something where, both of them, it's public or anything like that. But these guys got some history right here with Jeff Merck and Jonathan Cofield. Both of these guys, they've raced one another a lot, and they've door banked a lot. They've had instances, a couple of instances as well. So there is history between both of these guys, and Cofield knows he's on the freshies, like you said, Morgan. But now here comes Merck up on the top side, door to door. Obviously, check this out, damn near door banging right there. Merck not wanting to give the spot up, Chef.
Absolutely, and you can see these two, even side by side, are pulling away from Matt Lee, who absolutely burned his stuff up on the bottom, as Michael was talking about. Cofield should be able to clear pretty easy here down the backstretch. Maybe spoke too soon, as Merck's back on the outside here. Going to have to really send it in to turn number 3, slide up in front of the 60. If he's going to be able to get this spot and shut the air of the 60 off, he's going to choose the opposite way. Going to back up the corner just a touch, see if he can get a good exit. Looks like he'll clear off the corner, go up right now. Yes, he will. New leader, Jonathan Cofield.
I'll say this, they need to calm this racing down right here, or my whole 12-pack will be gone before this race is over with. They got to calm down just a little bit, because I'm telling you, it's getting good in the neighborhood, and like Wesley Outland would say, I don't mean it's your local Applebee's. I believe it's right here. And Michigan almost blew that right there, but I'm telling you, here we go. As Merck almost blew it as well, almost door banged with Cofield. Cofield able to get the run on the outside. Michael, I got a feeling right now, Cofield on the freshies right here. I think he's got stage 2 pretty much in the bag.
I'm going to agree with you. We only have 10 over together, but I do not understand why they keep over and over going to the bottom when you see the run on the high side. The older tires were able to hold there for 4 laps. Just stay in the middle lane and drive away. I just don't understand.
Looks like he's doing well. I mean, however it works. Cofield, he's led 5 laps here this evening, and hopefully he will be able to lead the last lap. At least that's what he is planning for here this evening. Jonathan Cofield coming around this time will get the white flag. I guess you could say the final lap indication for stage number 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. And Chef, I'll be honest with you, when he got around Merck, granted, I mean, there's a tire difference. It wasn't that big of a tire difference, but there is a tire difference. But I'll say this, when Cofield went around him, he pretty much just said, here, check out my taillights. I'm out of here.
Well, this tells us something for later in the race. 6-lap old tires, when you start at the back of the field, over the course of a 20-lap run, will absolutely get you to the front of the field. We just saw that with the 58. Drove through every single truck out here to go and take the lead from Jeff Merck a couple laps ago, and he will win stage number 2.
We don't catch chickens for the hat, Chef. I guess they're going to get the 3 and 4. We've already seen a couple of them snap loose a couple of times, but looks like Mr. Cofield from Munford, Alabama, Roll Tide, War Eagle, however you want to take it. He'll take stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. Here tonight at Michigan, Cofield wins it. Merck gets second. Matt Lee, Dylan Cardenas, Lucas Lyons, the top 5. Tristan Bruce, Kermit the Frog here, Luke Smith, Matthew Montgomery, dang, you messed me up right there. Matthew Montgomery, Matt Cherry at FDW, Matthew David, White able to battle back from that little kerfuffle, I guess you could say, with Dustin Scruggs, he's able to come back and get himself a top 10 out of that. They're going to chase back up to the pace car. And real quick, folks, while they get called back up to that pace car, we'll bring you back for a for the pit stops and a mid-race interview with Stage 2 winner presented by Jonathan Cofield. Once again, there's the flyer for the NASCAR 1100. Scan that code and be ready Sunday.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here at Michigan. There you see Jonathan Cofield, Jeff Burke, Dylan Cardenas, Lucas Slides, Tristan Bruce. Pretty much, honestly, the whole damn field. Literally, everybody. I mean, you're not missing anything. Nobody stayed out. Every single one of them. 32 of them went down pit road right there. Jordan Jurassic, for some reason or another, 16 laps down. Looks like he is pretty much out of it, and as well as Kevin Edwards, who hit the wall head on earlier, and he is out of it as well. So every single driver went down pit road, including this man right here, who won Stage 2, presented by the Class Mechanic, Munford, Alabama, Mr. Jonathan Cofield. Cofield, how are you doing, sir? Good evening, and congratulations on your Stage 2 win.
Appreciate it, brother. How y'all doing?
We are having a cold one. I'm sure you are you drinking one as well?
No.
Why not?
I got a VR on, man.
To do it.
If I drank during racing, I'd have to pee every 5 minutes. You've seen it.
No, I ain't seen nothing like that. Now I don't.
I was gonna say, all right. Oh, we're breaking some stuff here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network.
Here. Wait a minute.
When I come over to your house to drink, I had to go every 10 minutes. I bet.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I pretty much showed him. Said, "Here's the bathroom. Here it is."
My bladder can't do it.
But you was drinking something a hell of a lot harder than I was. Anyway, that's
right.
beside the point. I had to make sure that I was going to be right when my wife got back home. I didn't need to catch no crap and everything else. I had to make sure. Which I didn't have to drive or nothing like that. But anyway, that's beside the point. We're getting too crazy. We're getting too carried away. Episode for DVD later on down the road. Cofield, you get the stage win. He was able to shoot around Murphy and the better tires. What's it going to take to get that 58 in victory lane here this evening?
I'm trying to just stay on the bottom and let everybody burn their tires up. If we can get a good long run, I think I got these guys beat. But to be fast, you got to stay above that first seam. I don't really like being up there. But like I said, if it can go green and I can stay on the bottom, I believe I'll have the tire advantage at the end.
Well, I'll say this. If he can pull it off, he'll be probably looking at everybody right there in the long run. If he can do it, he'll be going, here's Johnny. And it could happen here tonight. Jonathan Cofield, appreciate your time. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
That was Jonathan Cofield. Obviously we had the Morgan. Well, real quick, let's talk about that as everybody's getting ready, double filed up for a restart. Mark Lee on the front row. My wife had a baby shower. His wife went to the baby shower. He came over. He had, he got him a couple whiskeys, and I had a couple beers and everything else. And he hung out and everything. And that's where all that was going from. I don't know why the hell I've got to explain that, but the way that came out, Morgan, I think it might have shook the Nazareth 360 Racing Network Foundation, honestly.
I think you probably should just stop talking about it. I don't think you're making it any better.
I'm not. Anyway, green flag is in the air here for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series regular season finale. The Deers Neil Governor Pair 200 at the Michigan International Speedway. Jeff Merck and Dylan Cardenas up here on the front row. They're trying to work it as well. Merck up top. Here comes Cardenas down the inside for the lead.
And Matt Lee right behind him trying to make it 3 wide. Not quite able to do it here, but here come the runs. Here comes Lucas Lyons pushing Merck. These two have had some issues in the last few weeks. Tristan Bruce, remember him and the 88 don't get along terribly well. They're nose to tail up on the high side, trying to get a run as Cardenas easily going to clear Merck, who gets a little bit out of shape, and Lyons going to shoot through to second here at the front stretch.
Yeah, and remember, folks, obviously that 88 and that 3, obviously great NASCAR numbers, great matching NASCAR numbers, if you want to put it that way, but certainly not great matching numbers with Nazra. Both of those guys still on probation, at least through Lime Rock. I believe that is when that will end. So, ironically enough, both of these guys, I mean, Morgan, you know this, I mean, for some damn reason or another, it's always when you end up having beef with somebody, you cannot get away from them, and that's exactly what you got with Lyons. Well, maybe he's able to get away from him for a second. Cardenas got loose, Merck up top. Here comes Lyons down on the inside.
Yeah, they're going to split it with another guy that neither of them gets along with too well, and that's Jeff Merck, because all three of these guys have been dooring each other and bouncing off each other for the last 6 or 8 weeks, so I don't know if any of them have a lot of love for each other here, as Cardenas is loving what he sees. Out the review, there's a little bit of it right there, gives Lyons a shove down to the bottom, but I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Whenever you're racing around somebody and you have beef with them, you always are going to race around them because you guys run the same speed. You either got to get faster or you got to get slower to avoid being able to drive right beside the guy who you're having issues with, because you don't ever have beef with someone that you don't run around normally because you're not familiar with each other. So you got to be familiar with the game to dislike the game, so to speak.
Absolutely. I mean, and Michael McKinnon, real quick, I'll ask you on this one right here. Obviously, a veteran with Nazra. Great to have you back as well. If you have any beef with any of the drivers out there, just curious. I mean, because I've always wanted to ask you that if you've ever had beef with any of the drivers.
I've usually had a lot of beef on Friday night, and then by Saturday we talk it out. It's fine. But I've had plenty of beef. I've had a lot of beef with that 60 truck up there, especially. But we'll see what we can do about that next year. Yeah, he dumped me the very first race he ever showed up.
Yeah. I think when you said the 60, if you race out there.
Oh, Lyons big time loose on the bottom.
Oh, damn.
That thing was pointed at the inside wall, somehow brought it back. He caught the apron with the left front, and it pulled that truck all the way around, able to save it. Well, he's going to lose all that track position back here now outside of the top 10.
Yeah, bad part is when we sit here and we start BSing around, usually something happens. Maybe we need to quit doing that, because that isn't the last stage of the race, obviously, for stage 3. And we will determine who will be the top 24. There's the weatherman, MDW, Matthew David Wood. After his earlier slip, Chef, he had that little slip, obviously, with Dustin Scruggs, but now he's comfortably found himself back up here inside the top 5.
Absolutely, and we just had a pass to the lead as well. Merck went out and took the lead from Cardenas, moved the 60 up one spot. He doesn't need to win necessarily anymore because the points were shifted, obviously, to take the top 24 versus the top 24 versus the top 20. So now he doesn't necessarily need that win, but of course, a winless regular season for the 60 is somewhat out of the norm here. So be able to check one off the list would probably get things righted in a big way for Jeff Merck.
Yeah, I mean, it really needs to get him a win. Obviously, like you said, I mean, usually we see Merck, usually go on a little bit of a tear. He gets a couple wins. Be honest with you, I mean, I asked him, Morgan, you was there. We talked about it at Charlotte. Does this give you a little bit of a slice of humble pie? And he was like, the hell are you talking about? I don't know anything about it. So I would say maybe a little bit cockiness, I guess, for Merck, but I guess that's just his persona, and that's just who he is. But I'll say this, check this out back here with John Freeman, Matt Lee, back here. Adam Newton trying to get away from it. He's literally hit the gas pedal. He's trying to get away from it. Jonathan Cofield, stage 2 winner, smack dab in the middle of it as well as Lee dives down to the inside and gets around Freeman. He's going after Newton.
Yeah, this run on the third stage for Cofield is a case study in why it's important to be good on pit road. Came in the leader, came out 6th. He's now mired back in 9th and going nowhere is Jonathan Cofield, really struggling behind Matt Lee and Freeman as well as Newton. So definitely going to be good on pit road here the rest of the way. He's probably going to have one more stop here before the end of the race.
Cardenas tried to figure out a way. He was able to get around Jeff Mark. Mark able to hold on and have the lead. Now Cardenas dives back down to the inside, tries to make it stick. Actually, that was Mark. I mean, literally, they're flipping it back and forth 9 ways to Sunday. Nobody knows which one it is. You just got to go by what the pylon shows on the left side as Adam Newton tries to get some draft. We'll bring in our driver analyst, Mr. Michael McKinnon. Michael, what are we thinking here? Because we went back. Stage 2 ended at 50. We're going all the way to 100. Is this split it down the middle, or because we send a tire wear? What are we thinking?
I think it's a split it down the middle situation. You'll have plenty of fuel after that, but you're also going to have a few of these guys that they have to win tonight, right? They have to win to get in. They're going to have an opposite strategy. They're probably way in the back right now, but they may be trying to save a set of tires for real late in the day. What I don't understand, again, is these front 2 guys are going so hard right now. They're just going to bring the field back to them. And I'm interested to see in the next 2 laps if the bottom will continue to roll like it is. But you see Merck way up the track right now.
And there you see right there on that HUD, obviously Luke Smith. 3 wide, Newton gets kicked up to the top. Freeman stuck in the middle. Jonathan Cofield there as well. Dean, if we can, while you just saw right there, Murph's Magical Creations, if we can, for old Murph Murphy, let's play a little side-by-side if we can. And thank Mr. Murph, which obviously Murph's Magical Creations, such a great guy. Had a great
we're wrecking in front of him.
As soon as we do it, we got a wreck up here with Lee up here. Cherry and Lee, they get sideways. But we are still green. Oh boy, this is gonna get good up here. But obviously,
Newton just got Freeman.
Go check out Murph's Magical Creations. Here he's loose on 4.
I can't believe we're still green. That's incredible.
Dear God, they went 4 wide. Why is it always when we're going to quit the BS? Sorry, Morgan. Sorry, folks. We're going to quit the BS because every time we do, something happens. Something happens every single time. We're done with the BS, and Morgan, we are straight focused. We're going to call this race down the middle.
Why are you pointing at me, Jake? Come on now. I'm just your color guy. Don't give that to me here. Anyway, Matt Lee trying to get away from this 6-car pack here, trying to catch up to the leaders who are flat gone. 1 second out in front. Cardenas, Merck, Bruce, and MDW ahead of Matt Lee, and then it is a swarm behind the 44 machine.
Yeah, you know how it is. Obviously, it's low man on totem pole. Out of all of us, you're the low man. I know you got more. I know you got more experience. I'm just messing with you, but out of all of us, with Nazareth. Anyway, that's beside the point. Gotta quit BSing. We'll end up having a dead wreck. Here we go. Cardenas still up here at the front. Jeff Mark got his teammate with Catchfest Motorsports with Tristan Bruce and MDW Matthew David Wood trying to jump up here as well.
We talked a little bit about strategy here. Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying MDW really loose right there. It looked like the seam got him a little bit. He was able to keep the momentum, though, pretty well out of it.
As our top 4 here is a little bit more straightened out than a little further back in the field, as they are in a big old wad for about the 7th position, 8th position. We're getting pretty close here to pit stop time, about 8 laps away from cutting it down the middle. I believe drivers can go to about lap number 80, 82, 85, somewhere in there. And the drivers, like we mentioned earlier, who maybe aren't in a position to win this race right now, we're going to go as far as they possibly can and hope that they catch a caution. And then clean air on the nose should be able to help the lap times as well. It's going to be kind of interesting to see at the end of this race who decides to pit when. You pit too early and a caution comes out. We saw it happen to Merck at Texas. That could cost you a win. You pit too late and give up the time on the racetrack, as we are over a second almost 2 seconds off the pace, you're just going to get passed on raw speed. So you got to walk that razor's edge without stepping on the wrong side.
Yeah, obviously you don't want to get cut right there on that razor's edge like you were talking about. Hey, you know, Dean, you just showed a second ago because we were talking about everybody being out of shape and everything else, the MDW camera of what you got going on. What do we got? Oh, he flipped it. I was literally fixing to go, where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? And I would have felt like I was talking to my son there for a second, but he finally got it figured out. I guess he hit the straightaway. Honestly, you know, Chef, I think when he hit the straightaway, he was like, damn, there's my camera. I got to reach down and fix it.
But did a good job because it looks like it was there the whole time. And he's got one hand on the grip, one hand on the top. That is not how you use a Formula wheel, but he's getting it done nonetheless as Merck going to pinch him down to the bottom with Bruce just behind the 60. Because I have a Formula wheel, Dean. That's how I know how to use a Formula wheel. Goodness gracious, man. Keep it together. We got ourselves a battle here for the third position. Merck, Bruce, and MDW.
He's not using a Formula wheel. He's using a stalling. That is not a Formula wheel. He is stalling on this thing.
He absolutely is sawing this thing. Boy, I love working with y'all because it never is a damn dull moment. It never is with y'all. I absolutely love it. Dylan Cardenas up here. He's at the team. We heard that in the background. Yeah, go ahead, Chef. You got anything for that? Yeah, he's talking about Morgan. Don't get salty when he beats him by 20 seconds in Spa in this little race. Morgan, you got anything for that?
No more BS here, Jake. We got a race on the racetrack. We're battling for the second position here. We got 5 cars under a blanket all the way back to Matt Lee, who is falling back just a little bit behind this group. Remember, Cofield set stage break. It's going to be them fresh tires, going to bring him up to the front, and he is showing it right now, wrapping that yellow line. He's going to pass MDW here, potentially. MDW's got the momentum back on the high side, but pit stops here shortly. Back to Jake.
Yeah, there's Tyler Daniels jumping down pit road. Matthew Cummins in the 14. They're jumping down pit road as well. There's Jordan Durasic, last season's champion. He's 35 laps down, so he's been there for the past 35 laps. Here comes one. Here comes MDW. Tried to get a run. Tried to make something happen, but Cofield was able to shoot by him in the 58. He's got Matt Lee right up his tailgate as well. But ever so slowly, Chef. Granted, it looks like they're racing, each other to death behind them, but they knocked off a 10th. At least that's what it showed on my end. It looked like they knocked off a 10th on Cardenas. So Cardenas ain't checking out or nothing like that. Merck, Bruce, Cofield, and Wood, they're keeping pace, if not catching him at this point.
You also got to wonder how Cardenas pushed pretty hard when he was racing with Merck to keep the lead. How much of that is affecting him right now as the other guys they probably weren't battling as hard early in the run, but now they're really getting racy. So the tires may have evened themselves out here at the end of this run, but we are only a couple laps away from splitting this down the middle. How far will the leaders go? That's the question.
We'll see what happens.
I'm kind of watching. I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to jump. The guy I'm watching, Matt Lee, he was 1.6 seconds behind about 5 laps ago. He's knocked half a second out of that. He's got to grab the draft. I'd be real worried about Matt Lee right now because he is on the move.
Yeah, Matt Lee back there sitting in the sixth spot, I should say, right in behind Mr. MDW. Battle is on for third, right there in front of Mr. MDW. That's Jonathan Cofield and Tristan Bruce up on the outside. Bruce able to get the draft off his great teammate now. They used to be rivals. Chef, I bet you didn't know that. They used to be rivals, Jeff Merck and Tristan Bruce. Now they're teammates with Catch Fence Motorsports throughout this season, and they're working each other. They're trying to work with each other, I should say. Going down into turn 3, MDW Cofield, no affiliation with those guys or themselves. They don't give a damn. They just want to get around them.
So you're telling me the 2 drivers with the most beef across everyone this season at one point had beef themselves? Well, color me shocked, Jake. Let me tell you, as we're 4 wide here for this position. Goodness gracious, we're for second spot. Leaders checked out, and we got 4 wide across the start-finish line trying to figure out who's going to run second. This is absolutely unbelievable, and this is Michigan at its absolute finest. What a great combination here, the Truck Series at Michigan.
Yeah, it seems like I mean, honestly, we one up at each and every week. I mean, hell, 50 of you out there in the live chat. I mean, hit the like and subscribe button if you want to keep up with everything that's going on with Nazareth. Ring the bell, keep up with what's going on here in the
Merck
future.
down pit
what's
road.
going on Monday is Jeff Merck jumping down pit road. And if you love this stuff right here, like I said, make sure you like and subscribe to the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Jeff Merck down pit road could be the final stop. Right here with 24 laps to go, Morgan.
If this cycles out, that'll give Jeff Merck the lead for sure. About 2 seconds we are off of the pace that we were setting when these tires were fresh. He was under 2 seconds behind your leader. Again, if it all cycles out the way that he needs it to, which is nice and clean and green, that'll be much beneficial here for Merck. As we got lap trucks moving drivers up out of the way here. Cofield got a scare from the 20. Made him move up 3 lanes right in front of MDW. I bet there's going to be a bit of a conversation after the race about that one, because holy cow, just about wrecked the driver up in the top 5.
And Michael, I was going to ask you this as well. You saw Jeff Merck. He was up there running in the second spot, third spot, give or take right around when he pitted. With these other guys, Cardenas, Bruce, Cofield, Wood, Lee, when would you expect them to go down pit road right here? Because you were talking about splitting it down the middle. Some of these guys, they said to hell with it. We're going to run a little bit longer.
I'm kind of with Morgan right now. I mean, I'm watching MDW. He's loose as crazy. I mean, he's just crazy loose. You watch Matt Lee. He's crazy, snappy, tight loose. These guys are going to lose a lot of positions to Mark, but I'm going to guess they're betting there's going to be a caution here real soon. If they don't get it, Mark is in a great position right now.
Already calling cautions and everything else. Cardenas still has the lead. There you see Cofield. They're trying to work over Bruce. Mike Kostick jumps down pit road. Mr. Broadfoot, Brandon Broadfoot, who started 6th here tonight. He had a pretty good fast lap, but everything else it's really hasn't went the 22's way here this evening. As up front, Cardenas still has the lead. When will this 15 go in, Chef? I got a feeling eventually, he's got to pit sooner or later, but what I'm getting at is one thing he's got to do, he's got to fix his internet. He keeps on blinking. But the second thing that he's got to do, I think within the next 3 laps, my opinion, this is just me. We've got Michael McKinnon's opinion on this. I want to get your opinion, and here's my opinion. I think he needs to go down within the next 3 laps. Jeff Merck's going to have a hell of a gap that Cardenas is going to have to try to close up.
So I'm going to counter that slightly. He already missed the window. It's out the window. He missed it. It's gone. If you can miss him by 1 lap and be okay, you can't miss him by 3 laps and expect things to be fine. Here comes Cofield in right now, and here comes MDW as well. You pretty much got to stretch this out, because then you get the advantage on the rest of the long run rather than the immediate part of the short run. And Merck's running 1.5 seconds faster than these guys, so why they didn't pit 2 laps ago, I'm a little curious on. Now, of course, MDW is going to pull out some wizardry and show me how to eat my words. But we'll find out here, I guess, in just a few laps after the sequence ends.
I'm with both you guys. I mean, I think the fuel window is almost over right now. They're at, never mind. They started at 50. They still got about 6 laps. I don't know if Dylan's wanting to take it all the way to the end of the fuel run. I just can't see it. He's going to have to come right now.
Well, there you see Dylan Cardenas jumping down pit road, which is obviously right here at the 20 to go. And Mr. Opton, if we can flop it up there, Premier Racing Setups, 20 to go. Do side by side with that. Is there you see everybody jumping down pit road. And folks, if you need a great fast setup, go check them out. Premier Racing Setups.com. This with a G. Make sure you add that G on the end of racing. But obviously, when you get there, make sure you enter the code of NASRA, N-A-S-R-A, and you will get 15% off your entire order. Also, 15% is kicked back to the North American Sim Racing Association. If you want the setups for the Redneck Announcer races, that Dean Hopton races, whatever the hell he gets a reg, Morgan Cook, Brandon LaBeouf, all of us here at NASRA, go check them out. That is PremierRacingSetups.com. As John Freeman up here taking the point. Actually, he's going to jump down pit road and surrender the lead to the ARCA West Series driver in the 43, Mr. Blake Lothian. Chef, this guy right here, I've been watching him on Facebook. I've been watching his career in the ARCA West series. And to be honest with you, honestly, he's kicking some tail in the, ARCA West series. And I got a feeling, I don't know if you've been following him that much, but from what I've seen, Blake Lothian, he's going to be in for a win here very, very soon.
Yeah, not to disrespect our real race car drivers out there, but I've really just been locked here on iRacing. I find it far more competitive in a lot of cases than your real-world counterpart. So this is the best place to be when it comes to racing. The best racing to watch, in my opinion, is here on iRacing. And great to see ARCA drivers in the field. We had an Xfinity driver not too long ago also in one of these NASCAR races. So bringing out the stars here on the 360 Racing Network.
Yeah, absolutely. One of them was Kyle Weatherman. Kyle Weatherman was the Xfinity Series driver that was in that bad boy. And I will agree with you on that note. I will agree with you as you see Blake Lothian jumping down pit road. I will agree with you on that note, Morgan, because it does seem like the competition is a little bit more fierce over here on iRacing. So I'll agree with you on that. There's the, what his teammates call him at Blue Line Racing, the Silent Assassin, which is the 99 and Devin Painter. No kidding, because obviously he's got the Venom helmet going on. Brian Shue right there in the middle of this as well. Here's the thing, though, and, Chef, we talked about this a second ago. You brought this up as well. If you go back to Jeff Mark, and look at the 60 and where he is. You see Brandon Newstell out there as well. There's Jeff Mark. If you go back to the guy that's sitting right behind Jeff Mark, and sitting in, as far as the guys that
Cardenas,
that last time around, is Cardenas. He has about a 4-second lead over Dylan Cardenas. Granted, Cardenas putting down some lap times, but not by much.
Yeah, Cardenas was about 6, 7 tenths faster that time. That would bring him right to Jeff Merck, but it wouldn't get him around Jeff Merck. They always say catching them's one thing, passing them's another. Well, the stage has gone green. The cycle went green the way Merck needed it to. Could today be the day?
Damn good possibility. I mean, there's a damn good possibility. I mean, Chef, and, Michael, I'll let you chime in on this as well. Chef, we've talked about this numerous times, buddy. I mean, we keep sitting here. When's Jeff Merck going to win? When's Jeff Merck going to win? When's Jeff Merck going to win? And, I know it's got to be, egging at him a little bit. It's got to get at him a little bit because we're used to, at least I am used to that rookie season when he come in here, won about 8 or 9 races, waxed the field and won the championship and the Rookie of the Year at the same time. Since then, not much out of the 60. I mean, not much that we've seen. It's not the dominance that we've seen out of the 60. So that's why, folks, we always sit here and look at it as, is this going to be the night right here for Jeff Merck? Would you agree with that, Morgan?
I mean, it's possible, but also, as we've been talking, that lead's been cut down from 4 to 2 seconds. So that 15 is moving right now, and so is Matt Lee right behind him. These two got the draft. Remember, Merck doesn't have any draft to work with. Merck is the driver in front of the trio, in front of these guys here. He's the one kind of furthest ahead there, and you can see we're about to see the numbers on the 60. That's how quickly these guys are moving. So might be not so fast here on the celebration here for the 60.
And, Michael, obviously you're one of the veterans here with NASCAR and everything. I want to get your comment on that as well. Talking about, when's Jeff going to win? When's Jeff going to win? Obviously you've had a little bit of beef in the past, but at the same time, you got to sit there and wonder, when the hell's he going to win it? But, if Cardenas is running him down that fast, I don't see it neither.
I don't see it either. What I'm wondering right now is, does Painter think or do you think they can go 40 laps in the stint? I don't think they can. I don't know. Without some drafting help, I think Merck's might be a sitting duck right here. And I appreciate it. I'm a veteran of the league. I appreciate that. I'm going to try to come back next season, see if I can compete with some of these young guns. I'm 53 years old, so I don't know if I can. But I'm going to try like hell. And as a co-founder of the league, I cannot wait. I cannot believe what this thing has turned into in the last couple seasons. This is some of the better racing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I'm 53. That's about the age I'll be able to retire. So,
Calm down.
I'm just saying that's when I can retire. That's when I'll be able to retire. At least that's what I should in about 20 years. It'll be a long time. As here we go. Battle for the lead is on.
Not
Once
much of a
again,
battle.
Morgan, there it is again. Literally, here we go. Matthew Lee now trying to get around Cardenas as well. But Jeff Merck just shot right around him like he was sitting still right there. Cardenas, he just shot around him like he was sitting still. Now Lee trying to go after him as well.
Yeah, another week, another first place speed truck, another 30th place strategy for Jeff Merck. Gonna put him well behind the 8 ball here, and unless there's a caution, he's got really no shot at this thing. So Cardenas and Lee are well out in front of the rest of the field here. Next driver on tires is going to be Cofield with 1 lap older tires, so I don't know if he's going to be able to catch up either. This is we got Matt Cherry spun around. That could be the caution Merck needed.
It could change everything.
Able to get it going.
Oh.
Painter's in. That's gotta be a scary sight as the leader pitting, and you see somebody spun out on the front stretch. That is not what you want to see, but it all worked out there for Painter.
Chef Otis, there was a couple of people out there in the live chat. They were sitting there going, nobody said it, but everybody was probably sitting there thinking, give us a caution. Let's see some double fire. Let's see one of those crazy restarts. Let's see some action. Let's see some drama. You may get it anyway right here, Chef, because Cardenas ain't got this damn thing out of the bag yet. Matt Lee has jumped up here and got in the middle of this as well. Lee was able to jump up. He got up into the fence a little bit. But Matthew Lee's up here. He's got a shot to be able to knock down Dylan Cardenas to be able to get this win.
And Cofield isn't quite out of it. He's got his teammate, Lucas Lyons, right behind him. That's definitely going to help. They can kind of draft each other and try and get up there as long as Lyons is able to clear Merck here, which he should be able to, given the tire difference. But they're about 1.5 seconds back of your lead duo, so I don't know. And right now, Lee, with that wall contact up a few drivers, he's having a hard time getting around the 54 of Matt Cherry. So Cardenas does look pretty good right now, but it could all change here in the final 8 laps.
And Michael, what do you think right here, baby, that we're going to have right here? Obviously, 8 laps, obviously, to go right here. What are we thinking right here? Do you think we may get a caution, or are we thinking that this is pretty much going to go green at the end and Lee's just going to have to run him down? Or could Cofield and Lyons be able to find something and run down Cardenas?
I think Lee will probably run Cardenas down. The problem I'm seeing is trying to get around him. His truck has just not worked on the top today. He's just going to have to, stuff it in there and hope he gets a chance. I don't understand why his truck just not working. Second, third lane, it's getting real tight. It's floating away from him. But you can see right here, he's getting a run off the corner. If he get a little draft, he might be able to pull himself back up there.
Logan, what do you think? You think we may be seeing a caution here in the next couple of laps? Or so far, nothing really crazy has happened. You think maybe it's just going to be green all the way?
Well, there might be a caution. It might be the 44. He keeps hitting the wall here pretty hard off the corner. He's driving it for all it's worth, but it's just not quite enough. Going to fall back here. Now he's 1.6 back behind the leader. Yeah, that was a big hit. He got way out of the gas, lost momentum there, hit the wall, probably has a little bit of wheel damage. He is driving this thing for all it's worth, and this lap is going to show it right here. He's probably a good half a second, 7/10 off the pace here compared to the leader's lap, which it had up there it is. Yeah, like almost a full second. He was slower that lap, so with only 5 to go, he's going to have to find a lot of speed in a hurry, put together some perfect laps that are 3 to 4 tenths faster than your leader to even have a chance at him.
Well, I'll say this. Here's what I would do. If I was at a casino, I would bet on a caution. But scratch that. I would say I'm not betting on a caution. Odds are we'll get a caution. So, that's how my damn luck is, Chef. If I would bet on it, I'd probably win. That's what I'm getting at. There you go. We got beef. Obviously, thank you very much, Dean. I appreciate that. If you love what you're seeing, like and subscribe. You see Jonathan Cofield try to run down Matt Lee. honest to God, if I had to call it this way, Chef, I think this thing's over. Honestly, I mean, because Lee was there. Lee got loose. He got up under the wall, barring a caution coming out, or Lee screwing up, or Cardenas, screwing up. This thing's over.
Yeah, it was really back when they passed lap traffic. There were two trucks side by side on the front stretch. Cardenas went to the bottom and cleared them. Matt Lee tried to get the draft around him, ended up getting hung up side by side with one of them through 1 and 2, and that was really the difference. He was never able to get back to the 15 after that, but Cardenas has had such a great day today. Started up in the 4th position and has kind of hung around the top 5 this entire day. This could be the end he needed. I believe he won a Martinsville earlier this year. Little repeat in the victory lane this year, potentially, for the 15, as he comes down to 2 laps to go.
Dylan Cardenas, once he won Martinsville, if you think about this, Chef, he won it. As you see him actually getting a little bit loose right there, probably jumping the gun a little bit on himself right there. But, once he won Martinsville, he kind of slowed down. We didn't see a whole lot out of Dylan Cardenas. And then out of nowhere, it's like a damn light switch flipped, like it's flipped in there in, his room or in his house or whatever. It just flipped.
Oh, he is sideways. Holy.
Damn, he is all over the place.
Relax, Dean. Anyway, you're leading the race by 2 seconds. You do not need to be setting qualifying laps right now. Just finish the lap, goodness gracious. We're coming to the white flag here. He's still sideways up out of the corner. Cardenas going to take that white flag. One more lap here at Michigan.
And ironically enough, for the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 200, it's the Darren's Nail Gun Repair white flag here for the regular season finale of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series for Season 10. Dylan Cardenas off turn 2. He leads. He's led 47 laps. Chef, he's trying to make it 48.
Almost half the race here. He's had such a phenomenal run all day long and through turns 3 and 4. He's still sideways. He's dirt tracking that thing around the corner. But off of turn number 4, the 15 machine of Dylan Cardenas, he is going to win the regular season finale here at Michigan.
Cardenas gets it done here tonight. Leads that 48th lap that he needed to win or lead. He ends up getting it done here tonight. Matt Lee, Jonathan Cofield come home with top 3. Lucas Lyons, Tristan Bruce come home with the top 5. If you wonder where Jeff Mark finished, he finished exactly where he started in P number 8. There's Matt Lee, comes up, gives him a little congratulatory bump right there in the tailgate. And obviously, Brady LaBeouf out there on the live chat, he said his money was on the 15. If he would have took that damn thing to the casino, he would have won. He could have bet the farm on it, and he would have won a second farm out of that. Cardenas getting congratulations from everybody. Second win on the season. He won at Martinsville earlier on this season. Couple of, all right. Freeman just straight up turns him right there on the front straightaway. But anyway, that's beside the point. Obviously, I'm sure that was meant to happen right there with those guys. Actually, both of them actually in the same team for the Wheelmen. For that team with Matthew Montgomery and Isaac Bevan, and there's Cardenas trying to get it captured. Now he throws it reverse and burns it down. Dylan Cardenas at the 15. Let him 48 laps here tonight, and he will burn it down here on the front stretch here at Michigan. Chef, this is when you want to win right here, Morgan. You want to win right here at the regular season finale. You want to win going into the playoffs.
Yeah, momentum, it's one of those things. It's not tangible. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. But when it's moving your way, it's moving your way. And it's moving Dylan Cardenas' way right now, right into the playoffs. Let's see what he can do the rest of the way.
Yeah, odds are, I don't know if this win's going to stand, honestly, Morgan. As much as he blinked right there, he may not pass Tech. So we'll have to see how that works out for Cardenas. But there you see the race results. Dylan Cardenas gets the win. Matt Lee gets second. Jonathan Cofield will come on third. We'll talk to those drivers here in just a little bit as Cardenas has parked it right there in the victory lane. Lucas Lyons will get fourth with Tristan Bruce finishing in fifth. Ironically enough, both of them, Chef, like you said, both of them finishing right around one another, and both of them on probation, but they will finish fourth and fifth. The new man, John Freeman, gets 6th with MDW rounding out his regular season. Getting ready for the playoffs, finishing 7th. Jeff Mark will race in the playoffs. He will finish 8th with Kermit the Frog here. Luke Smith will come home 9th. And Keith Haney started 32nd. Haven't talked about him all race long. He comes home with a top 10.
Yeah, great P10 there for Keith Haney. 11th spot with Michael Kostick in the 8. Isaac Bevan doing exactly what he needed to try and advance here into the postseason. He will finish in 12th. Matthew Montgomery finishes 13th. Blake Lothian, the ARCA driver, will finish in the 14th spot. Adam Newton, P15. Jose Luis Rivera in the 16th spot. Ed Osborne in the 28 machine will finish 17th. Dustin Scruggs in the 18th spot. Raul Meza, 19th. And Kyle Hess rounds out your top 20.
Brian Chu's going to round out 21st position with Brandon Broadfoot, who started 6th. He will finish 22nd here tonight. Cody Knott, who was right there on that cut line, one of the admins here with Nazra. Oh boy, he's going to have some serious luck if he wants to make it into the top 24. He will finish 23rd here this evening with Tyler Daniels, the 93, finishing in 24th. Hart Williams at 0-0. He will finish 25th with Dane Hagan in 26th. Brandon New 27th with the Silent Assassin. Mr. Devin Pater will finish 28th. The last driver to finish on the lead lap. Rest of them one lap down or more. James Beard, Eric Zimmerman, Matt Cherry, Matthew Cummins, Jordan Durasic, and Kevin Edwards, the 34 drivers to start here tonight for the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 200. TJ Moore was your race director. There's your winner, Mr. Dylan Cardenas. We're going to step away. Let's hear from some of our great sponsors. Bring back, here with your podium finishers. There's the Nazra 1100. We'll talk about that here in post-race. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live here on the Nazra 360 Racing Network.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here with post-race interviews here for the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 200 here at Michigan. We get your race winner, Mr. Dylan Cardenas, won at Martinsville earlier on this season. The M's kind of work out for him, I guess you could say. He ends up winning at Michigan tonight. Cardenas, Dylan, congratulations on the win. Tell us about your race, sir.
I appreciate it. It was a pretty solid race. I mean, I knew as long as we were able to stay up front in the West Texas Pepper Traders Chevy Silverado, we were going to be able to be pretty good, because that dirty air, I mean, that just makes it all the more difficult to save that right rear. And we were able to stay up front the entire race. Had some really good battles there in stage 1 and 2, and stage 3 really found the footing to save that right rear and to be able to pull away from guys at times. But I mean, the internet going in and out, that's an issue. That's really annoying, not only for my competitors but for myself. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was really solid race for us after being robbed of Charlotte.
Hogan.
Yeah, you talk about saving that right rear, but that thing was smoking for the last good amount of this race. You kind of quietly dominated this one, but how hard was it to keep this thing pointed in the right direction? We saw a number of drivers in four-wheel slides, including yourself, the last 2 laps here around this racetrack. How could you keep it under control?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. That right rear was a pain in the butt to control. You really had to baby it especially center off. I tried to somewhat diamond it in 3 and 4, especially to get as straight of an exit as possible to where I wasn't wearing it out too much. It ended up working out in that entire third stage. I felt like I feel like I had the best long run car or truck the entire time. And those last 2 laps, I was just sliding around to show off a little bit. But yeah.
Dylan Cardenas gets the win here tonight at Michigan. Dylan, real quick, one more final question, and then you can thank your sponsors and shout outs in the transition. Are we planning on getting better internet before we get ready for the playoffs? Because that's usually when it really kicks off, buddy.
Yeah, that's the plan. Better internet, turning all the graphic settings down. Hopefully that'll help too. But yeah, for sure.
Sponsors and shout outs, buddy.
Oh yeah, my shout outs. West Texas Pepper Traders. You can get them at your local HEB or online at westtexaspeppertraders.com. Obviously, Nasser, all of you guys, all our sponsors here that's able to put on this great league, and you guys are putting all the effort in that you guys do to the booth. And the boys, Jordan, John, Thomas, Matt, Isaac, all my teammates. Shout out to all of them too.
Dylan Cardenas, 2-time winner here for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. A force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. He's got some momentum going into Daytona next week. Dylan, appreciate your time, buddy. We'll see you at Daytona next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
That was Dylan Cardenas, got the win here this evening. Now we'll go to our second place finisher. One of the biggest movers in the field. Odds are, I mean, according to this, Matt, what I'm seeing, I think you were the biggest mover. Started 30th in the field, didn't even qualify. Said, screw it, I ain't qualified. To hell with it. I'm just going to start from the back. I want to have a little fun, drive through the field. You started 30th. You come on second here tonight, sir. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, missed qualifying. I was talking with my daughter. She turns 16 tomorrow, so happy birthday to her.
Congratulations. Yeah, happy birthday.
Appreciate it, brother. So, yeah, I was talking with her, so we missed qualifying completely. And, I was pretty patient in that first stage, beginning of it. Then we get the caution right in the middle. And, yeah, kind of after the caution, just drove my way back up to 10th or so. Race kind of played out from there. Killed the right rear trying to get around Dylan. Man, he was good with it. He did a good job saving the tire. I slipped a couple times there around lap 90, 91. And, yeah, that's all she wrote.
If you go back to that last run, hindsight 2020, it all kind of started to, I don't want to say unravel, but you started to have that lead kind of extended by Cardenas. When you caught the lap traffic, he went to the bottom on the front stretch. You weren't quite able to clear them into turn one. Is there anything different you could have done there? Anything different, looking back at it, that could have potentially got you in front of the 15 in the battle for this win?
I should have followed him off of 4 and just gone with him with that run and see how it played out going down into 1. There was kind of a hole in the middle there, and I thought about stuffing myself in it, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna wreck with some lap trucks, and yeah. So yeah, I just kind of played that out a little bit. I should have followed him through and then done what I could there. I had to use a little bit of tire up getting back to him, and just really when I slipped up all the way to the wall in 3 and 4, I mean, it just took everything I had.
Well, Matthew Lee gaining 28 positions here tonight, coming home second. Matt, appreciate the time. Congratulations on that. Before we let you thank your sponsors and any shout-outs, you getting ready to go into your very first playoffs here with Nazareth for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. What's the feeling? What's the mindset getting ready to go into the playoffs? Yeah,
you just got to finish races, man. Take care of your stuff, be there. Get some bonus points, so that'll be all right. Yeah, be consistent. If we win one here and there, cool. You got to finish up.
Sponsors, any shout-outs, bud?
Yeah, Blanchard's Towing, you guys put on the broadcast. Brady for all the work behind the scenes. All the guys in Nazareth behind the scenes. All the guys at Catch Fence, been fun racing with them. Tristan, Merck, Jordan, and yeah. Again, happy birthday, my daughter.
Happy birthday to Matt Lee's daughter, 16 years old today. Matt, congratulations on that second place finish. Appreciate your time, buddy. We'll see you down in Florida next week.
Appreciate it, brother.
That was Matt Lee, comes home second here tonight. Now we'll go to Munford, Alabama. Roll Tide, War Eagle, however you want to put it. Mr. Jonathan Cofield, 58, comes home with third here this evening. Jonathan, buddy, hell of a race, honestly, by you. Got the Stage 2 win presented by the Glass Mechanic. Come home with third. Pretty solid night for that 58. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the VR stayed alive. Big shout out to Meta and Oculus for putting an update out where it'd stay on. But yeah, it was a good race. I think that last run wasn't quite long enough for the tire saving I was doing. Dylan done a great job getting out there and getting ahead. We started reeling him in just a little bit toward the end, but not enough to do anything. He pretty much got out there, but a little too conservative on pit road on my part. Should have tried a little harder to get on there, but I didn't want to make a mistake and ruin a good podium or at least a top 5, being that this is the last race for the regular season. But yeah, happy with third. We was doing all we could to draft and try to catch him.
Yeah, we're just having on board here right now, and you are absolutely sideways. I'm going to ask a similar question that I did to Dylan. What were you trying to do out there to save that right rear tire? It was such a difficult thing to do tonight.
Yeah, turn 2 wasn't too bad. 3 and 4 just being real light on the throttle, trying not to spin it. I mean, I was letting off so much coming out of 4, it even seemed like it was bogging the truck down. But it was hooking up real good, and I was making a lot of passes off 4. Those guys up on the high side drifting and stuff like that. But I could kind of just keep it out of the throttle and really get the rear tire hook on off the corner.
Hey, Jonathan, this is Mike. I haven't talked to anybody in a long time, but I got to ask. I've driven here several times. Was it more the seams tonight? Was it more the temperature tonight? I've never seen so many people in 4-wheel slides all the way to the wall, just trying to hold on to it. What do you think was contributing to that? Was it just the aero? Was it the tire? I mean, what was it?
It probably had a little bit to do with temperature. I think it was a noontime start. Track was a little hot. Every time I've raced Michigan, it's always loose coming off the corner. You just got to do a good job at saving the tires. And it's like they said, it was real bad in dirty air. Just couldn't get no grip.
Well, Jonathan Cofield comes home with third here this evening, trying to get a little bit of momentum to get ready for his very first playoff run here with Nezra. Jonathan, appreciate your time. Before we let you go, real quick, one more question, then you can thank your sponsors and any shout outs. Similar question to Matthew Lee. First playoff right here, baby. Next 3 races, obviously, with Daytona, you got a little bit of Lime Rock stuck right there in the middle of those 3 races. What are we feeling? Which race are we looking forward to in that first round?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the playoffs, but I don't know. Just like Matthew said, just try to finish races. I've done real good in the Monday series. This Friday series has just been tough. I've had awful luck, not getting finishes, crashing out, VR problems. I'm 16th in the points. Not really how I want to look at myself in this league. It's been a horrible season. I'm just going to try to take one race at a time, hopefully not have no problem, just try to make all the laps.
You fix that, right? Don't go on vacation. I'm just kidding with you. Anyway, that's beside the point. Sponsors, you need shout outs, sir.
Yeah, Cofield Supply and Service on the truck. Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, SM Racing Products. You ain't got a button box, go check those guys out. Top End Bandits One, save you a little money. Darren's Nail Gun Repair for sponsoring the race. Everybody at Nazra, everything they do. Really appreciate y'all. Y'all broadcasters, y'all don't get shouted out enough, but really appreciate it. Finna get off here and go watch it right now.
He's ready for the broadcast, baby. We'll try to make it a good one for you at the end. Jonathan Cofield, get ready. He will be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs as well, but he appreciates your time. We'll see you at Daytona next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
That was Jonathan Cofield, finishes third here tonight. There's your playoff grid as what it looked before we started the race. And boy, it's gonna be a little interesting, a little grid with everybody lined up right there. A lot of heavy hitters. I'll start with Michael McKinnon, buddy. Great to have you up there in the booth, buddy. Always great working with you. Can't wait to see you racing next week or next season, I should say. Michael, your final thoughts here on or here at Michigan.
Yeah, my final thought is this. We saw guys four-wheel slide, fight, door bang, the whole thing. We only had, one caution? I think it was one caution for an incident. So that shows you the talent in this league. I couldn't be more proud to be part of it again. As to be somebody that started the league, me and Brady together, I can't wait to get back to it. The only reason I didn't race tonight, I got to do a few upgrades. I don't want to mess anybody up. But this is just fantastic. And to Dean, you do a spectacular job. I can't even tell you. It's just spectacular. Thank you guys for all you do. And I will see you probably in around September. I'm gonna upgrade and I'm gonna bring my butt right back in there.
Watch out for Michael McKinnon come season 11 for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. The Chef Morgan Cook, buddy, always a pleasure working with you. Love you to death, buddy. Your final thoughts on a fantastic race here tonight at Michigan.
And Michigan usually shows up and it usually shows out. Was absolutely a phenomenal race here tonight. We saw some 4 or 5 wide action. We saw 3 wide for the lead a lot tonight. Truck slipping and sliding all over the place. We had fuel strategy. We had tire strategy. It was really everything you could ask for in a truck series race happened right here tonight. Make sure to tune in next week at Daytona. It's only going to get a little bit more wild as we start playoff racing. It's going to be a fun one.
Boy, I cannot wait for Daytona. I always love Daytona. Always love it. And obviously, we can't forget about our great, great producer, Mr. Dean Hopton, the best in the business here, literally on iRacing, one of the best damn producers, honestly, ever. He's talking about the best, driver for open wheel. He's full of it. Yeah, that's beside the point. Dean, your final thoughts on a great race here tonight at Michigan, sir.
Oh, there's really nothing to back up on what you guys have said. It's absolutely fantastic racing. I mean, seeing these cars drifting around corners, they're a handle. You saw that on the cameras as well, too, of MDW as well. Just trying to just keep this car out of the fence. The fence is always going to come out and bite you. It was biting some of those drivers. Brilliant work there. Dylan, congratulations. Big congrats to him up there, up 3, and Matt Lee up 28. Who needs qualifying, mate? You just drive your way up to the podium position there. And Coalfield doing Coalfield things, getting great results.
Absolutely, boy. I'm telling you, it was a blast here at Michigan. I love racing here. To be honest with you, my Nazareth luck here at Michigan, it straight up sucks. I mean, I just be honest with you. I mean, for some reason or other, I can never finish one of these races here at Michigan. Once again, there it is. If you have not yet, scan that QR code if you want to be a part of the NASRA 1100, the inaugural NASRA 1100, obviously with the Indy 500 starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Central Time. There's your qualifying fees. Make sure you try to get those bad boys in and be a part of history here with NASRA and be a part of the Indy 500. And then we go all the way to 4 o'clock this Sunday on June the 8th. We'll be racing the NASRA Coke 600. Thank God it's in the 87s. If it was in the next gens, I hate them cars. I straight up hate them. So the best series out of all of them, out of the Cup cars, there you see the Coke 600 with the 87 cars. That will be an absolute blast. I would love to see the COT cars. Them suckers get some serious horsepower. But the 87s, I'm all for it. Make sure you get entered in this. And if you are not able to race in it, make sure you watch us live this Sunday night, and I'll be broadcasted live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast. Love this place. Love Michigan. Love everything about it. It's all about speed. We're going to be at some serious speed next week when we go to Daytona. I want to thank all our great, great sponsors. Obviously, Darren's Nail Gun Repair for the title sponsor of the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 200. Obviously, Premier Racing Setups, Murph's Magical Creations, DSR Electric, Blanchard's Towing and Recovery, also Serve Pro for what they do for the cautions, Glass Mechanic for the Stage 2, and obviously TLC for the Cup Series. And we cannot forget our great sponsor for the Friday Night Series with concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Make sure we get Murph's Magical Creations in there. If I didn't say it, love Murph as well. Shout out to the fans and the drivers for always coming out in numbers, putting on a hell of a show, and interacting with us in the live chat. And Brady LaBeouf and Cody Dodd for everything that they do for NASRA and the NASRA 360 Racing Network. For the Australian Dean Hopton Bengals, for Michael McKinnon, and for the chef, Morgan Cook, I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves, said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast, and folks, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby. Playoff racing next Friday night. You do not want to miss it. We're going to the high banks of Daytona, high speed, big ones, all kinds of action. Anybody can win. You do not want to miss it. Next Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live and only on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Bring the beer, and we'll see you there.